Good afternoon everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Maz and today is a very terrible day here in Cribbs Causeway. But that being said, I'm here in Rybrook Specialist Cars of Cribbs Causeway. That's the new Maserati Grecale behind me. Over there's a Trofeo. Over there's an Emira. Over there's a couple of Bentleys. Stepping inside the showroom now. Coming into the showroom now, and here's what I'm here to see. The new Lotus Emira. So this particular car is the V6 manual first edition. It has the black wheels with the yellow calipers. There's the first edition emblem, and if we come to the back, the V6 from the Camry. And of course, Lotus have even blacked out the rear emblems, and the rear exhaust tips look kind of funky, especially with the outline of the Lotus emblem just inside. And of course it's a manual car. Speaking of the black emblems, this is actually part of the black pack, which Lotus now include in their range. So that includes the black roof, the black mirrors, and it stands out well with this magma red. Dare I say it, from certain angles, this car looks 3 times its price. The base Lotus Emira with the 4-cylinder starts at 64,000, so not much more than my F-Type if it were to be new. And I think this looks even more upmarket. It's even got flush door handles as well. And of course it's mid-engined. Stepping inside now. You get frameless doors, leather and fake suede. Even the door handle looks very quirky, a far cry from Lotus's previous models. And of course, silver finished window switches and Emira on the kick plates. Looking inside now, this particular car has the Alcantara steering wheel and the Alcantara seats and some really nice floor mats with Emira branding on them. Similar to the F-Type, there's even branding on the air vent adjusters. And because Volvo and Lotus are now part of the Geely group, there are switch gears found from Volvo cars as well. Not that I'm complaining. This even has the upgraded KEF stereo, and because this is a first edition, you get 12-way memory seats, which can be adjusted down here, but other than that, electric seats are standard. And of course, there's the Emira first edition emblem. And one odd thing is the driver does not get a mirror, but the passenger one does. So if Lotus swap them around for left-hand drive, maybe you can order a left-hand drive passenger visor and then fit it to this. And carrying along, even stitching on the dash. Stitching on a dash in a Lotus, and of course more Alcantara here. And because this is a V6, you can get this car with a manual, a 6-speed manual, and very mechanical clunk as well, and you've got to lift up for reverse. And over here you can just about see the exposed linkages of the gear the gear selector moving. And of course, just like a Lamborghini, lift to start or just press through. And 2 big cup holders as well. No seats in the back, but there is some space to store luggage. And of course you can just about see the engine as well. And one last thing, digital screen for the dials as standard, which I think is really nice. And while we're out of the car again, you can option the car to either have sport or touring chassis. The touring chassis comes with Goodyear Eagles, whereas this sport chassis comes with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s. And a neat quirk is if we come to the back and look at those Eibach springs, there's a little indicator just underneath the word Eibach indicating that it's the sport chassis. Oh, and of course the back is open, so the boot and the engine are both behind the driver. Batteries here, and for a mid-engine this is quite generous. Unlike a Porsche Cayman, the engine is exposed at the top, so quick little DIY is possible. And of course you can just take the engine cover off here, whereas in the Cayman you have to take the entire carpeting or go through the back seats and open a compartment through there. So it's great to see this looks much easier to maintain than its key competitor. And if we look over here, the boot goes all the way to the wheel well, so quite practical in terms of width. And unfortunately there is no secondary boot at the front. This is all fixed, but that being said, I do think it's a brilliant achievement from Lotus. And yes, this is definitely at the top of what I might own next after the F-Type. While we're here, there is actually another Lotus Emira in the showroom. This particular one is the touring pack with the Goodyear Eagles and diamond cut wheels. Yep, different suspension right there, but still the same Eibach company. Still the same yellow calipers, and the color is called Dark Verdammt Green, which is very, very similar to British Racing Green. And the interior, this particular one has the leather steering wheel and yellow stitching. And since we're in the showroom, the Emira looks very at home next to this 6-figure car, this McLaren 570 GT, along with that 430 Spider and that DB11. And dare I say it, this, especially in this red, the Lotus is a little bit more head-turning than the 570. Got the LED DRLs on. And of course the hazards and the indicators are in the same housing. And here's what the key looks like. Gloss black with some silver surrounds. And on the side it says, "For the drivers." So you've got the Lotus badge here and another "For the drivers" script on the other side. And on the back it's just lock, unlock and boot. So if I were to compare and contrast this with my Jaguar key fob, so here's what they look like together. Granted, mine is the newer style that the F-Type never came with, and the Lotus does have a bit more bling to it, especially on the side, and the gloss black I do think looks nicer than the matte black on mine. And on the back, a little less cluttered, though I do wish they put the panic button on UK cars as well, which Jaguar, Land Rover and Volvo do as well. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me look around this Lotus Emira as well as the other Emira. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you are new, ring the bell to stay up to speed, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.